You didn't just wake up tired one day. It happened slowly, over months, maybe longer. First it was just needing more sleep. Then it was dreading Mondays more than usual. Then it was struggling to care about things you used to care about. Then one day you looked up and realized you were just going through the motions, showing up, doing what needed to be done, but something inside you had quietly checked out. That's burnout. And it's not what most people think it is. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's not ingratitude. It's what happens when someone gives too much, for too long, without enough coming back. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Most people think burnout is about working too many hours, and sometimes it is. But a lot of the time it's about something deeper. Burnout happens when the effort you put out is consistently more than what you get back, when you give and give and give, your energy, your attention, your care, and the return never matches what goes out. That can happen in a job, it can happen in a marriage, it can happen in parenthood, it can happen in a friendship, it can even happen in your relationship with yourself. When you have been pushing yourself relentlessly, with no compassion and very little rest, for years, the symptoms creep in slowly, exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, cynicism about things you used to believe in, a feeling of being disconnected from your own life, like you're watching it from the outside, difficulty feeling joy or enthusiasm, irritability that seems to come from nowhere, a kind of emotional flatness that makes everything feel gray. Burnout is not a character flaw, it is a physiological state. Your nervous system has been running at capacity for so long that it has started shutting down non-essential systems to preserve what's left. You are not broken, you are depleted. Those are very different things. Here's the thing about burnout that nobody talks about enough. It almost always happens to the wrong people. By which I mean, the people who burn out are almost never the people who don't care. They're the people who care too much. The ones who stay late because they want to do good work. The ones who say yes because they genuinely want to help. The ones who put everyone else's needs first, because that's just who they are. The parent who gives everything to their kids and forgets to give anything to themselves. The employee who carries the team while pretending they're fine. The partner who holds the relationship together while quietly coming apart inside. The person who is everyone's support system and has no support system of their own. Sound familiar? The cruelest part of burnout is that it punishes effort, it punishes care, it punishes the people who were willing to give the most. You didn't end up here because you were weak. You ended up here because you were strong enough to keep going long after a reasonable person would have stopped. That's not a flaw, that is who you are. But it has a cost, and you're paying it right now. Let me talk about that feeling, the one that scares people most about burnout. The feeling of not caring anymore. You used to care about your work, now you just want to get through it. You used to care about plans and goals, now the future feels too heavy to think about. You used to feel things, excitement, joy, even frustration. Now mostly you just feel flat. And that frightens you, because it feels like something has died. Like you're becoming someone you don't recognize. Like maybe this is just who you are now. I want to tell you something important. That feeling is not giving up on life. It is your nervous system, protecting you from more damage. When a system is pushed past its limit, it stops processing non-essentials. Enthusiasm feels non-essential when you're in survival mode. Excitement feels non-essential. Future planning feels non-essential. So your brain switches them off, not permanently, temporarily, as a protective mechanism. The person you were before, the burnout is not gone. They are underneath the exhaustion, waiting, resting, surviving, and they will come back when the conditions are right for them to. You have not lost yourself. You've just been buried under too much for too long. There are things people do when they're burned out that make it worse, and most of them make complete sense in the moment. The first one is pushing through. You tell yourself, I just need to get through this week, this month, this project, then I'll rest. But the week ends and the next one starts. And rest keeps getting postponed, and the debt you owe your body keeps growing. Pushing through works for a while, until it doesn't. And when it stops working, the crash is proportional to how long you pushed. The second one is numbing, scrolling for hours, drinking a little more than usual, staying up too late watching things. Because the minute you stop, you have to feel how tired you actually are. Numbing makes sense. The feelings underneath are uncomfortable, and numbing keeps them at bay. But it also keeps you stuck. You can't recover from something you won't let yourself feel. The third one is performing fine. Nobody around you knows how bad it is, because you are very, very good at looking okay. But performing okay costs energy. energy you don't have, and so the performance drains what little is left. Burnout cannot be pushed through, numbed through, or performed through. It can only be recovered from. And recovery requires doing the opposite of everything your habits tell you to do. So what does recovery actually look like? I want to be honest with you. It's not a weekend away. It's not a bubble bath. It's not a holiday that ends and dumps you back into the exact same conditions. Real recovery from burnout requires something to actually change. Not everything at once. Not a complete overhaul, but something. The first thing is stopping the leak before you can refill. You have to identify what is draining you and do something about at least one of those things. One conversation you've been avoiding, one boundary you've been afraid to set, one responsibility you've been carrying that was never really yours to begin with. You don't have to fix everything, but you have to stop the worst leak, or recovery becomes impossible because you're always starting from zero. The second thing is genuine rest. Not passive consumption, not sleep deprivation disguised as relaxation, actual rest, something that gives your nervous system permission to come down. That looks different for everyone. For some people it's silence, for others it's movement, a slow walk, not a workout. For others it's creativity, making something with no outcome attached. The question to ask is, does this give me something back, or does it just pass time? Only the first kind counts as rest. The third thing is letting someone in, just one person, who knows what you're actually going through. Not a polished version, the real version. Carrying burnout alone keeps your nervous system in isolation. And isolated nervous systems don't regulate, they just keep spinning. You cannot think your way out of burnout, you cannot discipline your way out. You have to actually receive something, rest, connection, relief, from outside yourself. That's not a weakness, that's just biology. Recovery from burnout is not a sudden switch. You don't wake up one morning fixed, it comes back in small things first. A moment of genuine laughter that surprises you. A morning that feels slightly lighter than the ones before it. A task at work that you actually find interesting. Just briefly, just for a minute, before the flatness comes back. Those moments are not flukes. They are signals. They are your system, beginning to come back online. And they get longer, slowly, with setbacks, with bad days in the middle of better ones. But the direction is forward, even when it doesn't feel that way. You are not giving up on everything. You are renegotiating. You are telling life, I cannot keep going at this cost. Something has to change, and that is one of the most honest and courageous things a person can do. You still care. That's why this hurts. People who have truly given up don't care that they've given up. You do, which means you haven't. If you are burned out right now, I want you to hear this. You don't have to figure out everything today. You don't have to fix your life by the weekend. You don't have to have a plan. What you have to do today is very small. Just do one thing that doesn't cost you anything. One small thing that gives you something back. Even if it's 10 minutes. Even if it's tiny. And tomorrow, do it again. That's not a cure, but it's a direction, and direction is everything. When you've been standing still, you got through today, with everything it cost you, with everything you were carrying. You still got through it. That is not nothing. That is a person who has not given up, not even close. Come back whenever you need to. This space is here, and so are you. Still here.